second to record. Yeah, Zach. Did you just put your hand up, Zach, for like just to do it, or do you have a question?
Oh, my mic was muted.
Oh, okay.
So like read pages 156 and 159. Is that gonna be like on the test review, or is it just like to read?
I'll explain it in a second. So okay. Let me share my screen and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so you guys can see it. All right, so hang on, give me 1 second to get this stuff loaded. Sorry, I don't know why it's being so slow. Okay, so you'll see that this morning our schedule for the day was posted. So this morning from 9 to 10, kind of like I said, I'm treating it like when we were face to face. You guys would have the morning to work on outstanding work and assignments and stuff. So that's what I'm kind of doing still. So that's why you guys were able to work on those three, your test review, your moral dilemma activity, and your Christ-like love assignment. So I did create those drop boxes, so you should be able to see them when you click on Dropbox. And then here's our meeting. So what we're doing in our meeting today is we're going to go over this note, this understanding sin and different types of sin. So this is on your test review. So if you click on this, it'll download the note for you. I already have it open, so I don't need to do that. But like I always say, you'll retain the information better if you write it out by hand. But that's up to you if you print it or if you take it by hand. Just so you know, we're going to treat it kind of like we would if we were face to face. And we will, I'll try and do some discussion as we go if it's possible. So like I said, like you guys are being awesome. Try to keep your mic off while I'm talking, just so that there's not like a flux of feedback. And then so after our meeting, so like if it starts at, if we go to 11, awesome. If we don't, I'm not super concerned about it. So basically, whenever we're done the meeting until whenever your lunch is. That's when you guys, I'll be around for office hours, so you can ask me questions again. And then to read these pages, so if you click this, it'll show you. I've scanned them. I don't know why my computer's so slow. So you'll read these pages. It's basically like a story. And then it takes you to, this is the last paragraph. I didn't scan the whole page. That's why it's so large, but this is the last paragraph.
Let's get some spare work. Holy, like, how am I gonna do all this?
You're at home, you can do it. It's not that much. We'd be doing way more if we were.
Scroll up again, like all the way up. Okay, okay, yeah, chill. Oh my god.
All right, turn your mic off.
But I like my mic on.
No, you gotta turn it off for now. Okay.
You know what? Bye, everyone.
So this is the last paragraph of that reading. And then there's 6 reflection questions here. So what I've asked for you to do, instead of answering all of them, you're going to pick 2 of those questions. I'm just going to go back so you can see what I'm talking about. So you'll pick 2 of those reflection questions, and then you're going to answer them in the discussion forum. So if you scroll up here, you'll see discussions. So if you click on discussions, you'll see our form. So it's already available. So you should be able to click on it and then add to this. So it tells you your instructions for what to do for the discussion. So you're going to answer 2 of those questions. Make sure you indicate which questions you're answering. So you're writing the question out before. So if you are doing the first one, here I have my book here, so I don't have to go back in the page. So if you're answering number 1, which is what is your reaction to Scott at various points in the story? So meaning multiple points, more than one. Then you will write that question out, and then your response will be below it. So you're going to do that twice with 2 questions. Okay, so your post must be written in full, complete sentences. So there shouldn't be any grammar or spelling errors. And then after you've posted, you won't be able to see anybody's posts until you've made your post. So after you've posted, then if you go back into the discussion, you'll be able to see all of your classmates' posts, and you have to reply to 2 of them. So 2 different posts, you have to reply. So your response needs to be able to give insight to the post, needs to agree or disagree with something in the post, give a recommendation for the content. So there's a rubric here, if you click on here, that will go through, and you can zoom in if you need. It's going to go through the exemplary, so how you get a level 4 basically, right? You have 4, 3, 2, 1, and then a level 0, so a fail. It talks about like punctuality, participation. So you guys have until, this will stay open, I believe it's until Thursday evening. So you have until Thursday evening. If you do your posts today, awesome. I would recommend you do that. And then if you want to wait until later to go back and do your responses, that's fine. But punctuality just means doing it on time. So your student had you had the initial post to all questions and responded to 2 classmates by the due dates. Next, you have the quality of the posting. So meaning your initial posting means your post. So it reveals a solid understanding of all aspects of the task. So it's very evident that you read the story, that you read the reading. And it has, your post itself, it has good quality. Your answer to your question uses factual and relevant information, and the length has to be at least 150 words. The responses to your classmates, you respond to at least 2 initial postings, and then they demonstrate an analysis of the post, extends meaningful discussion by building on the previous post. So that's when I say giving a recommendation. That's what I mean by that. And then obviously grammar, so no spelling, structure or grammar errors, and it contributes to discussion with clear and concise comments. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. Nathan, to get to the paper and the questions, so like I said, that's under discussions. Again, all your expectations of what to do are right there. So I'm going to go back to the homepage so I can show you, Nathan, and I'm sure many of you guys missed it, where the readings are. So if you click, Nathan, if you click on this on your homepage where it says that you have to read these pages, this is a hyperlink. So if you click on this, I'm going to right click it so that way you can see it better without losing the page. And I've scanned them, so they'll show up right here. Okay, and then if you want to find that rubric again before going to your discussion and posting, then it'll be right here.
Miss Kitchen, what's the team code? Hello, beep boop bop.
Miss Kitchen, your mic's muted. And the energy that.
Hey, yo, Mason, is that your sister in the background?
That's my mother.
Okay.
Yes,
Has my mic been muted the whole time?
yeah, it's been muted the whole time.
Has it actually?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, we were just sitting here. We're like seeing you do work, and we're like, huh? It's been muted this whole time.
Real? Are you serious, or are you just saying?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I swear on my nom.
Oh no.
On my nom. It's
Okay.
been muted. So wait, what are we doing again?
Okay.
No. As soon as Lennon's done
Mason,
asking
please stop
questions.
talking. I'm literally have my hand up, not you. Okay, wait, Miss
Okay.
Kitchen, I have a question.
Yes.
What's it called? What's the team code?
So there is no team code. So who's asking? Is someone in the that's not in here yet?
Alex asked me.
Okay, so Alex needs to go to his school email and go to the email where I invited, like I originally sent out the invite to the meetings. And then
I'm pretty sure
go from there.
Alex said, what's it called? He's like building
sure.
Legos right now. So like, he'd probably be on later, like the second one.
Yeah, once again, I just need to reply to Charlie.
Who's Charlie? Is that my dog Charlie?
Actually, I have a dog named Charlie.
No. No, that's my chronim Charlie. Wait. What's it called? So like, can I just send the link to Alex? Cause like, I'm pretty sure he's building Legos right now.
If you can forward him the email that I originally sent.
Like, okay, so I'm gonna just forward it
Or if
to
he
him.
has Teams, he can open up Teams and go to his calendar, and it will be there.
Nah, he told me he's gonna join the second meeting because like he has to build Lego. Who's LK?
You.
Like, I'm not LK. Who's LK?
I'm guessing, but you're.
Nah, he's always tripping.
Okay.
Wait,
right.
can I do a lesson real quick? Cause
No.
like,
Mute your mic, please.
oh my god.
You got time. Okay. So after lunch, we're gonna have our second meeting. So we'll have our second meeting. We'll reconvene, same format. Obviously, we'll be on Teams, and then we're gonna go over this note here. If you click on it, you can get access to it as well, if you want to look at it in advance. But it's the types of truth in the Bible. So again, don't forget to keep your microphones off when I'm talking, and then we'll try our hand at doing the discussion. So after we're done our daily meetings for the day, you have a chart to go over. So you should remember when we were in class face to face at the start of this unit, we read the scripture passage, the Corinthians chapter 13, lines 4-8, that love is patient, love is kind, love is not boastful or arrogant, that passage. And so it takes this chart, it will take you through line by line, analyzing the line, and then showing you on the left side an example of that quality of love and what it looks like when it's toxic or not healthy. And then on the right side, it will show you that quality of love and what it looks like in a relationship that is healthy and that is, the way it should be. So I want you guys to read that and analyze it and make sure you understand it, because you'll see that on your test review. And then obviously you have the last block of the day to continue with your test review, your assignments, or any work that you didn't finish from today or yesterday. Okay, so hopefully you guys were able to see, if you go to content, I told you that I would do this because I record the meetings. If you go to content, if it loads, you should be able to see just under our unit 2, you can see that we have the virtual daily meeting video recordings. So if you click this, I said this is where I'm going to post them all. You can see I posted yesterday's video. So the daily meeting from yesterday, you can click and you can, if you missed it, so for those who weren't here yesterday, you can come back on here and watch it. And I'll do this every day, so that way for both meetings. So if you miss one of the meetings, you can come back on and watch it. All right, are we good with that? Okay, so let me get back here. Can I quit sharing my screen for just a minute? Does anybody, I'm just looking in the chat here, does anybody have any questions about what you guys have to do today before we get into our note? You guys keep sending gifts. Everything. Just follow along D2L, Nathan, and you'll be fine. It's just a matter of, like I said, going with the daily schedule and making sure you know what you're doing. Zach, I saw your hand up first.
All right. So I have a question, to the note, can I just save it instead of writing it down? I can read it whenever I need to.
Yeah, just make sure, yeah, you can do that if you choose to.
Okay.
Bram. Okay. Officers, yeah, so you would need PowerPoint, Nathan. You can still use, remember I showed you yesterday how to get to the online, the free versions. So you can get to PowerPoint, sorry. Ooh. You can get to PowerPoint the same way you get to the free online version of Word. So remember, just Google Microsoft PowerPoint free. And it should be like the first or second link. Yeah.
Wait, Miss Kitchen, what do we have to do today? Because like since you were muted that whole time, I couldn't hear it.
I was not muted the whole time.
Yeah, you were. I couldn't hear.
That is absolute fact. She wasn't muted.
Jason, I literally want to slap you across the face right now.
Okay.
I couldn't hear her.
Yeah, mute your mic.
All right.
Okay.
I just got one thing to say. Vram, what is that you sent in the chat?
Me too. I have one thing to say too. Mason, please turn your screen on for 1 second.
No.
Lennon, keep your mic off right now. If you don't have any questions about what we're doing, please.
Oh, I do have a question. I have a question. How do I get to the lesson today? Like, do we have a lesson?
Yes, it's on D2L.
Okay, I'm not good with this online stuff. Like,
You'll get there. It's only day 2.
day 2 is fart.
So just go to D2L and it'll be on the homepage. Okay, guys, we're gonna go over our note now. So I'm gonna share my screen, and so that way we can go over the note.
Same. I'm lost too.
We'll come back and review everything. No worry, but I'm just gonna go over and do our note right now.
Wait, do you record for YouTube? Is that why it's recording?
Yes.
YouTube? For YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh. How many subs do you have?
How many what?
How many subscribers you got on YouTube?
I don't know.
I'm probably gonna entertain YouTube a lot.
I probably have 1.
But I thought you were recording for YouTube.
Just so I can post them on D2L.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out what's happening. I'm trying to open the PowerPoint. Okay. So. I definitely feel like I did something wrong. So I'm just hang tight. Okay. Can you guys see that? Can everyone see the PowerPoint or no? I'll share my screen. Hang on. It might just be easier this way. Okay. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read through this note with you guys. And then if you guys, when I ask questions or if you have questions, answer them because I won't be able to see your hands being raised while we go over this. So make sure I have the chat, like I said, open in my on my phone beside me. So answer them in the chat or say, like, if you want, to turn your mic on to say something, just indicate it in the chat, okay? So let's chill with the gifts. Okay, guys. So this note is going to be on understanding sin. Okay, so what is sin? So sin is a decision that we make that goes against the truth that is God. So basically, you guys should know it's kind of self-explanatory. And you've already seen on your test review, you need the definition of sin. Okay, so that's what you need to write down for that. All right, so basically, if you do something that goes against God's will, it's a sin. If it affects your relationship with God or with others or with yourself, it's probably a sin. Okay, so it is a deliberate refusal or failure to pay attention to the rules and guidelines set by the 10 Commandments and by the church. So sin is deciding to be less loving than we could be. So like we talk about this whole unit about doing the loving thing, right? That's what we have: see, judge, act, evaluate. When we act and we do moral decision making, we're doing the loving thing, meaning that we're doing what is going to be in the best interest for all people involved, including ourselves. So sin is abusing the freedom that God has given us. So remember, our lives, our rights, our freedoms, that is all gifted to us from God. And so if you're choosing to sin, then you're abusing that freedom. I hope that makes sense. So how do we know we've sinned? So you have to ask yourself these questions. Does it go against God's commandments or the teachings of Christ? Does it weaken my love for God, my relationship with other people, or my growth as a human person? I'll slow down, Nathan. Are you guys, if anybody's writing it out by hand, I will go back and I can wait for a minute. So that way, if you guys are writing this out and you need some time, I can do that. Let me know, indicate that if you are. Okay, so we're good with this slide? Okay. So asking yourself that question, like I said. Oh, you haven't got the other one, sorry. I thought you said you have. Okay. Oh, Devin, you can't see my screen? Because I have the meeting open on my phone and it shows me that I can see the PowerPoint. So can somebody like just give me a thumbs up or something in the chat that you can see my screen? Gabby can see it. Okay, thanks. I know because originally thanks guys. I tried to, usually when you share your screen, you have options. You can share like your desktop, or you can share like just the PowerPoint or whatever, something you have open. And usually I can share just the PowerPoints. That way the whole screen is just the PowerPoint. It's just easier that way, but for some reason it wouldn't let me. Okay, are you guys good with this slide? Okay. So sins are categorized into two different categories. Okay, so we've got venial sin. So one that commits a venial sin when he or she does not observe the standard of the moral law, but without full knowledge or without complete consent. So meaning that they didn't do it on purpose. They didn't kind of premeditate the act. Oh, Bram, are you writing it by hand? I need to know if people are writing it by hand so I can slow down. But otherwise, I'm just assuming that you guys are doing it on the computer.
I'm on D12 on my own thing. I can see your screen, but I'm on D12, so I can go a little bit slower.
I'll go back. Are we good with this? Like, are we good with the first slide, or do we want me to go back to that one? Do we need this one still?
Can you go back to the first slide real quick?
This is the first slide.
Sorry, second slide.
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to wait at the first slide here because I didn't realize like at the beginning that people were writing it by hand.
Wait,
So
can you print this?
You can, yeah.
Okay, I'm about to print it right now. And then I think I'm gonna go play 2K. So what's it called?
No. Okay, yeah. I'll
Wait,
try
when's
and
our second meeting? 12:30?
at 12:15 or 12:20
Oh,
after lunch.
Zach, what's your question?
All right, thanks, Lennon. It's so basically like I just saved all my notes. Do I just work on the work, Lennon? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Don't worry, Miss Kitchen, I got you since you can't see people hand or like raise their hand. So like,
Yeah, I can't see if you raise your hands, guys. Sorry, but
yeah. So I'll let you know since
I'm
I'm like
sharing screen. But
I'm like second leader. So I'll just let you know.
no. If you have downloaded the notes,
Wait,
that's
Bram, what's your question?
but you just gotta stay in the meeting for the duration of the meeting, and then once you're done, you can go. Like when our meeting's done, then you can go and work on your stuff.
Oh, Miss Kitchen, Bram has a question, and Zoe. They all have questions right now.
All right, Bram, go ahead.
I don't have a question.
Oh my gosh.
This guy had his hand up, so like I thought he had a question.
Okay, are we good with the slide? I can see somebody's hands up. All right. Everybody's good with the slide. Can I get a thumbs up if you were writing it, but you're good now? Okay, I'm gonna go to the next slide. All right.
No, wait. I was like on the last thing. Yeah, wait, okay. Okay, I got it.
Okay. Brand, the test review is on D2L. Oh, are you getting, like, can you use it? Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, I'm still unmuted? Alright, I have one more question. So, for the test review, like, what was I trying to say? How are we gonna look at the test review and do the test? Just have it on a different page or something?
Yeah, how are we gonna do
That's
that?
the thing, is like, you can have it, yeah, you can have it on a different page open, or you can, if you do it by hand, just have it by hand, like have it in your hand, but obviously, but if you have it just like in the Word document, just have it open on a different.
And
Wait, I have a
like,
question, Zach.
yeah?
Can you send me the test review?
Dude, I need someone to send me the test review.
Someone bless us test reviews. I know Alex has it. Hold on, let me text Alex right now. He's probably still doing Legos, but
Alex in here?
no, he's doing Legos right now. Like he got a Legos for Christmas, so he's building. Mason, why are you talking to me?
Lennon, can you mute your mic, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So like I said, these are your guiding questions for basically trying to figure out if you've sinned or not. Like obviously there's a huge scale when it comes to what's this, the bad parts, or the level of severity when it comes to sinning. But a sin is still a sin. So you need to ask yourself these questions. All right, are we good with this slide? Is that a yes? Everyone's good? I don't see anybody saying that they're not in the chat. So. Okay. So remember I had said there are two different categories of sins. This is different than types of sins. Okay, so when we get there, that there will be 4 types of sins, but these are the 2 categories. So venial sin, this is, like I said, when you commit a sin, but you don't realize it. Basically, it wasn't premeditated. You do it by accident, basically. You're not really, you don't mean to. but it does. So when you commit a venial sin, it strains your relationship with God, but it doesn't completely, destroy it by any means. So an example would be using the Lord's name in vain in anger. So if it was a slip up, you don't think about it, it just kind of habitually comes out. And so that obviously would be a venial sin. It's not something that you premeditate. You didn't think to yourself like, what can I say in this moment of frustration and anger? I will say the Lord's name in vain. It doesn't work that way. It just kind of comes out. Can you guys think of any other examples of a venial sin? So a sin that happens, like I said, habitually without thinking. So put something in the chat if you can come up with an example. And let's make our chat relevant, guys. Funny, Lennon. So think about it. What would be another example of a venial sin? So something that you don't mean to. Send your paper to the neighbor's printer. So if that you meant like, so if maybe you were cheating, that can be considered like cheating if you'd done that, but you didn't mean to. You didn't think about it.
So kind of like if you're drunk situation.
Yeah, if you didn't, like, not necessarily, yeah, if you, like Autumn said, so if you say something without thinking during an argument, so if you say something mean to somebody, or maybe you break somebody's stuff in like an argument because you're angry and you don't really think about it, it just kind of happens. It's not something that you meant to do and you didn't really like give complete consent in doing it. Okay, are we good with this slide? Okay, so the next category of sin is mortal sin. So right, we have two categories. You have venial and now mortal. So mortal, obviously, even just the name sounds worse. So mortal sin is one that puts your soul in jeopardy. Okay, guys, let's chill with the gifts, please. I'm trying to use the chat just for answering questions right now. So mortal sin puts your soul in jeopardy. So it breaks your relationship with God. So remember, venial sin, it strains your relationship with God, but it doesn't totally break it or diminish it. Whereas mortal sins, they will break it, meaning that they are bad. They're bad. So an example being first-degree murder. So if you commit murder, that is a mortal sin, right? It's something that is deliberate. You've ended someone's life. It's bad. It's not like it's a slip up. For a sin to be mortal, there has to be three conditions that are met. So three things, basically, that must be met in order to deem a sin mortal. Okay, Bram, Lennon, enough in the chat. Like I said, I'm trying to use it just for questions, and it's when I see things happening over there, I'm distracted because I'm looking to see if people have questions, and it's irrelevant information. So the first condition is it must be a grave matter. The second, it must be committed with full knowledge. So obviously, if you get into a car accident because of something that's out of your control, maybe you hit black ice and you slide into a car and then the person in the car ends up dying, the other car. That isn't committed with full knowledge. You didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. So that I feel would fall under technically venial sin. No, not their car. The person in the car dies. And it would be technically, it would. I don't even know if you would get manslaughter for that because it wasn't your fault. So that wouldn't be a mortal sin, even though somebody has died because of it. And then the last condition is it must be committed with deliberate consent. So meaning that you know you're doing it, you've meant to do it, and then you've done it, basically. So those are the three things that have to be met in order for a sin to be deemed immortal. So it has to be in their and in that to be deemed that category. So remember, most sins are going to be, fall under, or a lot of sins, I should say, are going to fall under venial. However, mortal, you have to have those categories, or those conditions rather, met. Okay, so if you're writing this out by hand, make sure you're writing it, please. So we can move on. So it's not just first degree murder that would fall under a mortal sin. Obviously, being a grave matter, it has to be, very serious. So my significant other, as you guys have heard about many a time, was just doing an investigation for a kidnapping, possible homicide, because they don't have a victim yet. And so they've arrested, I think, 3 people involved, and they still don't have the victim yet. However, there's video footage of the kidnapping and, holding someone against their will, basically using lethal weapons. So those are mortal sins, okay? It's a grave matter. It's committed with full knowledge, and it's obviously, it's not going to ruin any foods, and it's going to be, and it was committed with deliberate consent. They're filming it. They're, actively a part of this sin. But unfortunately, he still doesn't have a victim. So being an accomplice to murder would still fall under a mortal sin because it's still a grave matter, and you're actively committing the act, even though you're just accomplishing in it, but you're still part of the act. You know what's happening. You have full knowledge, and you had deliberate consent. However, if one of your friends said, "Hey, I need you to drive me to my buddy's house. I forgot something there," and you said, "Okay," and then you drive them there, and they say, "Hey, I'll be right back." They go inside and murder someone, and then you come back. You don't know it at all. You don't know what happened, and they just say, like, "All right, yeah, let's go," and then you drive away. Legally, you'll still be deemed an accomplice to that murder. However, I don't think it would fall under a mortal sin because you had no knowledge of it. You did not give consent. So because of those 2 conditions can't be met, then it wouldn't be a mortal sin. Okay, are we good with this slide? All right. So now you have your types of sins. We've got personal sin. So personal sin is a form of, obviously, personal being just you. It's an individual sin that's committed by someone who knowingly and deliberately violates the moral law. Bram, the notes are posted. Yep, they're already posted. So it involves turning away from God's love and will. So personal sin can fall into the category of mortal sin. It's possible as long as those 3 conditions are met. Oops, sorry guys. It can fall into the category, but usually, like, personal sin is mostly just venial sins. Okay, they're not usually all that bad. But you're still knowingly and deliberately violating the moral law. You're still doing something that you know is a sin and you know is wrong. So think of sins as like moral dilemmas, right? Moral decisions. basically everything we do is a decision. We've made a decision every time you do something. However, if you are knowingly and deliberately, like I said, if you decide to, I don't know, skip class, all right, so maybe your parents are very strict and they say, like, as most parents are when it comes to school, and they would be, you have a rule, you are not to skip class ever, and then you choose personally to skip class. Maybe you just wanted to go for a walk, you weren't feeling it, and you choose to skip class. That would be a personal sin, because you're also turning away from God's love and will, but at the same time, you're disobeying your parents, which goes against one of the 10 commandments. Okay, guys, like I said, use the chat for questions. I don't want this non-necessary, this unnecessary conversation happening. So obviously, if you personally and individually, knowingly and deliberately, it's a lot of LY words, go and murder someone or sexually assault someone, that then is how a personal sin can fall under a mortal sin category. I'm also sorry if this is in the way. Try and move it up here. Okay, guys, are we good with this slide? Everybody's good? I think, I'm not sure if you still are, but Bram and Nathan, I was aware that you guys are writing it by hand. Are you still writing, or are you okay? No as in you're not writing, or no as in you need some time to write the slide? Okay, all right. Ooh. So then we have social sin. That's okay, Mason. Social sin is, in quotes, the sum of countless selfish actions and omissions. So that's a bit of a mouthful. So basically, think social, think groups of people, okay, not just one person. So it can be understood as collective blindness. So it resides, it takes place within a group or community of people. So it exists within any structure in society that oppresses human beings, violates human dignity, stifles freedom, or imposes great inequity. So again, a little bit of a mouthful. So an example are racist attitudes that prevent us from respecting the dignity of everyone, or policies that keep people living in poverty. So it doesn't happen by just by one person. Social, like I said, think group of people. So another example might be, I'm gonna ask you guys, think of an example in our history of where, of a social sin where a group of people had, collective blindness. It's not that they were all very aware and that their attitudes were, and that their sinning was justified, because it wasn't. So think of a time in our history where there would have been social sin, or there still is, but a good example of what social sin is.
Okay. I got this.
Okay.
The Nazis, dude. Honestly.
Absolutely.
And those guys that blow up and scream like Allah and stuff. Those guys too. Because technically, that's their god. That they gotta blow themselves up.
Yes, exactly. So so that's you can think like terrorism, as well as the Nazis. So people in Germany that during World War II that believed that Jewish people were horrible people just based on zero experience, just based on this collective blindness, right? So they knew the bulk of their society and their community deemed these people as bad, and so they just believed that. So collectively, meaning as a group, they oppressed, violated human dignity, stifled that freedom, created a great inequality against the Jewish people solely on no experience. So, and then the second group that Zach was referring to would be terrorists. So specifically like people who believe in Allah. So they're, I believe they're Muslims, but there's terrorism in any, there can be terrorism in any form, culture or religion. However, Zach's example would be from, the Middle East, basically people who are like suicide bombers. So they, again, may not understand, and they may not think that Americans are bad people because of their actual experience. It might just be that they were told to do this. So it's a collective form of blindness. And then, excuse me. And then Autumn has a great point there. So the indigenous people who were forced into residential schools and that their land were stolen. So definitely. So a lot of way back when, well, not too far back, actually, it was still in the 90s, I think, when the last residential school finally closed down. But a lot of the indigenous people, Zach, we'll get to your question in a minute. A lot of the indigenous people and children were forced to go to these residential schools, and they were basically white people were trying to strip them of their nativeness, unfortunately, which is horrible. And again, that is like collectively all of, the white people involved were against the natives, and we took their land, forced them to go to residential schools. We were basically trying to strip them of their identities, and a lot of that obviously would not be based on experience because there was no experience, there was no reasoning for it, other than this collective blindness of our culture. Zach, what's your question?
Can you tell Brim to stop being so mean, dude? He's attacking me in the chat.
No, Bram, you need to focus.
Dude,
and stop using the
I
chat.
can't focus.
Inappropriate things.
Like, look. Just look at the chat. It's all about me.
I have it open.
Like, dude.
Nathan, what's
honestly.
Hello, anybody there? Everybody just kind of went on mute.
Hey guys. Hey Mason.
Hey, Zach.
How are you?
Good, how about you?
Great. Hey Bram. Wait. Yeah, Mason.
Sorry, guys.
Hey.
Oh, everything's so good. And it's still recording. I don't know, my Teams that popped up. I don't know if you saw it on when I was sharing my screen. It had a pop up that said it was something went wrong, and so I had to.
Honestly, when you were showing the PowerPoint the entire time, your screen wouldn't move an inch. Like your screen was frozen.
It's probably our
Not your PowerPoint screen, but your webcam.
Oh, that's okay. As long as you can see the PowerPoint, that's all I care about. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so we can get back to where we were. Remove this. Okay. My dog is downstairs. He's in his crate. Okay, so do we understand what social sin is, guys? It makes sense to everybody. It's like think social, think a group of people, right? So like I said, you can think of World War II and the Nazis. You can think of terrorism. You can think of any just like group of like racism or prejudice, basically. And he is a king shepherd. Okay. Oh, Mason has cute dogs. I love dogs. Okay. So next, what are the effects of sin? So obviously, sin weakens our love for God, our love for others, and for ourselves. So if you don't believe in God or you're not Catholic, that's fine. Obviously, sin is still a thing. Like you can still make bad decisions. Basically, there's not going to be deemed sins because that's sort of stamped on our religion. And if you're not religious, then it's basically just making bad choices. And so even when you make bad choices, it's still going to affect your relationship with other people and with yourself. Because like I said, at the start of the semester, you guys filled out, though you did your Father Mike Schmidt's reflection questions. It's way back when, so you have a hard time maybe remembering. But I asked you what kind of person you guys wanted to be, and all of you guys said like kind, understanding. You wanted to be there for your friends. You wanted to be the one that people came to if they needed help or if they needed to talk about something. And so that is basically being a good person, and that's what we're trying to talk about here. What do you mean there's nothing on the screen? Can everybody see the PowerPoint? I can see it on my meeting.
Yeah, I got your PowerPoint.
I have it too.
Okay, so Bram, you don't have it? Or are you just saying? Just says my initials? Okay. I will try to.
Bram, is your camera on?
No, his camera's not on because I'd be able to see him. Hang on, give me a second. I'll try sharing it a different way. Is that better? Can we see it that way? Nathan, you can't. Bram, can you see it? Zach? Does it still just say my initials? It might just need a minute to load. I'm not sure. Okay. But either way, oh, yes, Sam can see it. Okay, perfect. So either way, obviously, like I said, sins are going to weaken our love for God, for others, and for ourselves. So if you don't believe in God and it's just going to weaken basically your love for others and for yourself, think about if you are, at a point in your life and you aren't being a very good person. So maybe you are not being very nice to either your friends or maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend. So maybe you've cheated on them and then you feel really awful about it, but then you seem to do it again because it's kind of becoming a habit. Obviously, it's easier to do it the second time or the third time. It's less of an impact in the moment. That being said, you might then come to the realization, like, I don't like this version of myself and I don't like this person that I'm becoming. So it's still necessarily, if you don't believe in God, you're not necessarily sinning because that's, like I said, stamped with our religion. However, you're being a bad person. You're not being a very good person. And that in turn will still, those bad decisions are still going to affect your love for yourself and for other people. And then obviously it damages your relationship then with God, with others, and with yourselves. So sorry, Nathan. So it's talking about the effects of sin right now. So the two, that it weakens our love for God, for ourselves, and for others. And then also it damages our relationships with those people. Okay. Those are just my sources. So that's the last slide. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can see my face. It's ridiculous. Okay. Do any of you guys have questions about that note? So if, I don't know if I can, like how I can possibly, maybe I can try and convert, like I can put the information from the slides on like a PDF. Nathan, if you would like me, if you email me, then if anybody's having a hard time, if you don't have Microsoft Office, and if you need access to the notes, just email me and I will put them into like a PDF version basically, and I can email them back to you so that way you have them. I can do that. Just you just have to let me know. Just email me and let me know if you need me to do that. But yeah, as of now, guys, it's almost exactly 11. Like that is pretty good. We did all right. So you have from 11 now until 11:35, obviously your lunch, but at 11:35. So you have some time to get working on the readings from the textbook that I've scanned for you guys, and then you guys can work on your discussion posts. So I would suggest you guys starting either, if you don't have Word or like a way to type it on the computer first, I would do it by hand first, but definitely try writing out your discussion posts or typing out your discussion posts somewhere other than in the forum before you post it. Just make sure that it makes sense, it's formatted well, it meets all the expectations, because once you post it, you've posted it, and that's the one that's getting marked. Okay, so don't forget to focus on that. We do have another meeting at 12:20. So in an hour and 20 minutes, we'll meet like this again, and then we'll go over our second notes. That's going to be on the types of truth in the Bible. And then that one, hopefully it shouldn't take us too long to get through, but hopefully we'll have all the wrinkles kind of ironed out by then. And I'm just going to look up in the chat. Oh, thanks, Charlie. And you're welcome. Okay, guys. So you are good to go. If you
wait, what's it called? Okay, I need to know what to do, because like I don't know what to do.
What? So now you go on D2L on the home page. And then you'll see.
Ryan, turn that music off, bro.
So go on the D2L homepage, and you'll see what you have to do. Basically, that's where you'll see.
Wait, so it says day 2?
Yeah, it says it says.
So I just have to do the good
schedule for our date.
So I just have to do the Good Samaritan?
No.
The Good Samaritan. No, 2.0?
Samaritan, but no, you've already done that. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Can you see my screen?
Wait, so you want me to go back on the screen?
No, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see a note.
You can see a note?
Well, I seen a note. And now, hold on.
You can see my webpage loading?
Yeah. Bram texted me, said, oh, wait, what's it called? Mason, bro. Mason.
Okay, guys, we're not talking about that in the group chat. We don't need to.
What do you want?
We just leave it alone. All right. So,
Mason.
Lennon, I'm trying to show you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're on
like,
our homepage.
So
you can see where it says daily schedule and the date.
Yeah.
That was from the morning. It goes by the hour, right? So then this was from 10 to 11. We did our meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you're going to be doing next. Okay.
Oh, this guy is playing music on the face. Okay. So
you're going to be reading. When you click on this, you're going to be, it'll open.
Reading that first thing that you show. Oh, that one.
So that's what you're going to do. You're going to be reading that and then picking 2 of those discussion questions, to post them in the discussion forum. So that's up here.
Oh, all right. Why are men spamming gifts?
I don't know, but it's annoying. So guys, chill with the gifts. And that's where you're gonna come in here and you'll write your.
So wait, what time does the meeting end at next time? Like 12:30 to what?
It's 12:20 to 1:15.
Oh, and then we're done school for the day?
No, and then you guys will have time. You'll just be done our virtual meetings. Then you'll have time to work on your other stuff, and then I'll be available for questions. So
Zoe has her hand up.
No, she
No,
doesn't.
she doesn't.
Mason does.
Mason does. Yeah, that's who it was.
One question. When is our Unit 2 test?
So it's gonna open up on Thursday.
Wait,
All right.
Mason.
It'll be on Thursday.
Mason.
What do you want, Len?
Okay, Lennon, it better be a relevant question.
We go 5A.
Denied.
Okay, I'm muting you. So yeah, Mason, your test will be on Thursday. Okay, guys. All right, so you guys can leave the meeting now. Oh, Chloe, you're gonna do the test. It'll be on D2L. So you're gonna do it online. So I'll show you guys how to access it and where to go. All right. All right. So go get to work. And I will see you guys again at 12:20. All right. Goodbye.
All right, see you guys.
Mason, you're literally cute.
Denied.
Nope, not
Very much denied.
not denied, boss.
No, very
All
much
right,
denied.
even.
Surprised
All man's
Zach's not
left.
unmuted.
Oh, all man's left to call. Now we got 4 people in here.
Then there was 4.